Houston, we have a problem.
Give me all you got!
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
Give me back my gun! I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
Hello and welcome to Stand and Watch, the best and only dad movie podcast you can listen to because we killed all the other ones. I am your host, Matt.
We killed all the other dads. No other dads are doing podcasts right now. Every other man you hear doing podcasts, not a dad, believe it or not, especially when it comes to movies. I'm your other host, Nick.
And we have a guest today. That's right. We're once again professionals.
We're on our best behavior.
Yeah, our absolute best behavior. Oh, by the way, hello Steve Buscemi, our number one listener.
Steve, love having you back, man. Always love your little comments under the YouTube channels.
Yes. Today we are joined by Kate Sánchez of But Why Though? And introduce yourself, Kate.
Hi, I'm going to do like the thing because I promised myself when I left academia I would do it. You said my name wrong.
Oh, I was worried about this.
Sánchez.
Get him.
You know,
Look, I do this to everybody because it happened like at my very first presentation, like because I was in a PhD program. It was the first time I was ever presenting to like peers, and they said my name wrong, and then everybody for the rest of the conference also said it wrong, and I was like, I'm doing this for myself. I will always correct it when it happens now.
You know, the sad thing of this is I'm in the middle of learning Spanish on Duolingo. And I read your last name over to myself. I'm like, it's probably Sanchez, but you know, in the moment, you can't stop the white man's instinct.
But yes, hi. I'm editor-in-chief over at butwhythere.net. I am also a film critic and video game critic, an anime critic. I write everything. I have no shortage of watch and or playlists. So, and it's award season, so I'm doing nothing but watching screeners right now.
Anything stand out of the screeners that you're watching?
In a good way or a bad way?
Anyway.
Either way.
Amelia Perez is one of the worst movies I have ever seen.
Ooh, shots fired.
I need all of the white American critics to stop and please watch another movie about Mexico.
Amelia Perez. I'm adding it to our wheel for a future episode.
Oh no.
Bad.
Oh no.
It's so bad. It's like a narco crime drama that is also a musical. And like the entire gimmick is that the very evil narco boss is actually trans, and then like transitions, and then we're supposed to forgive the evil narco boss.
They did the trans bad guy trope.
Oh no.
No, because they never like she's absolved of all her sins.
Oh no.
And then she feels real bad about it and works with people who disappeared family to bring back disappeared people and like it's like somehow worse than that. It's like but
what?
Racist too.
Okay.
You also said it very quietly. This is a musical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know this going in, or is this kind of like how all the musicals are now, where like they whisper it and they're like it's a musical, but
I only knew it was a musical because it played at Cannes, and my writer who went to Cannes warned me.
Oh no. Production companies, why not productions? Well, I think we know why not.
Yeah.
Oh no, first of all, it's French. So this is no.
You had me at Narcos, and then you lost me at musical, so I'm out.
Sorry, I'm coming in real hot for this guest spot, but yeah,
oh my god,
not great.
Let's reverse it. Any standouts or surprises?
Yes, Ghost Cat on Zoo. It's a Japanese animated film. It's cute. And I will say nothing other than the animation is very, very good, and so is the story. But it's one of those stories where it's kind of like, if I talk about it, it's going to kind of give away a lot of stuff.
I feel like I've heard of this. Oh, I have. People keep posting screenshots of this cat that looks like Garfield.
Yes.
Yeah, people keep posting. I'm like, is that Japanese Garfield? Okay.
You know what? We've never had an anime movie on the wheel. Add it to the wheel. Just add it.
He's so cute.
Okay, I'll put it on the list.
I'm just every movie that gets mentioned now. I'm just, hey, add it.
Add it to
Get it on there. Get it
The
on there.
Well, I deeply apologize for Amelia Press.
The problem with having a movie podcast is you start to be like, I should watch that movie. No, I should save it for the podcast.
Yeah, since watching Hitman, I don't think I've watched another movie. It's been 2 weeks.
Really?
Oh wow.
Yeah, well, we're in the middle of a move right now, and so everything is packed up. And I sit down and I maybe get an hour at night to sit down to myself, and I'm like, I got to put something. Let's put on an Always Sunny episode and just fall asleep to Always Sunny. I can't put on something where my brain's got to actively watch it and be like, all right, I got to plug in. Can't do it right now.
I begrudgingly watched Gladiator today. I was like, no, I should save it for the podcast, but nope, I had to watch it.
Yeah, I still need.
I'm mad that I missed my screening for it twice. Twice I missed my screenings for it, and yeah, now I'm just waiting because now I'm just waiting and hoping that they send me a link, but then I don't know if they will.
I'm going to see it tomorrow, so I had to watch the first one today, even though Russell Crowe's dead.
Hey, did you get to vote on any of the Game Award stuff? Did you send in a ballot?
No, we're not cool enough. We're an independent media that actually publishes game reviews.
No, that makes you cooler.
That makes
it does, but it also means Keeley doesn't care about us.
That makes you so much cooler.
Yeah, if you're not in the favor of not being in the favor of Keeley, gets you so much street cred.
Yeah,
this is fair. This is fair. If we had voted, CFB 25 would not have been left out of the best sports games.
I see these posts you're making about this.
Goaty contention. Yeah, I'm a Texas girly. CFB's in my blood.
That's been so I just recently followed you on Blue Sky. That's been my favorite recent Blue Sky follow. Is you just be like, if CFB 25 was on the Game of the Year shortlist, this wouldn't be an issue.
Exactly.
And I think he posted the charts today or yesterday, and it was up there. And I was like, yeah, that seems like that should be up there.
Okay, what would you replace?
Erdtree?
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a DLC.
Okay, good. I see a lot of people saying, why is Balatro there? And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Hell no.
What are you talking about? There's a DLC there.
No.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
There is no Balatro hate here. I'm sorry. No. Balatro stays on that list.
Yeah. 100%. I think I know this is not a Game Awards podcast, but they're only ever going to have one token indie in the Game of the Year's list for the Game Awards. I'm happy it was Balatro. Sad that 1,000 Resist couldn't get some love too, though.
If I were going to take one off, it'd probably be not Metamorphosis. What's the RPG everyone's playing right now?
Metaphori Fantasio?
Yeah, it just feels like a recency bias thing. I feel like if I were going to take that off, I'd put a dragon on there instead. But that's just maybe a personal preference.
Yeah.
But also, I still think Refantasio is more recency bias than anything. And I say that as someone who hasn't played it, so I could be the biggest asshole here, and everyone's like, no, you're fucking wrong, dude.
I don't know. I only played the demo, so I'm not going to say anything, but it was a good demo.
Yeah, I think for our site, it's one of the highest rated games that we've done this year. So I have to stand by it being out there. I'm interested in playing it. I just haven't played it yet.
20 days until the live show. Wow.
The Game Awards?
I was going to look at the I can't even... This website, what is going on here? Why is it Jeff? Fix your fucking site, man.
I'll watch the Game Awards when Conan hosts.
That's not bad.
That's a good idea. That was a rare win for the award show circuit.
Yes.
They needed it. They've been down and out.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Erdtree. Yeah, probably Erdtree. I'm not taking Final Fantasy VII off.
Mm-mm.
I haven't played Black Myth Wukong, so I can't talk to that one either. And then Astrobot, I'm never gonna vote down a 3D or a 3D platformer. We're lucky it's even on the list.
Yeah, look, I want a Balatro sweep because I'm petty and I just want nothing to win if CFB can't be in there. And I think the Balatro team, and by team I mean their one lone PR guy, worked so hard. I love that man to get that game in front of everybody, and it deserves it. But yeah, I don't know. There was nothing on here that I feel passionate about this year other than the absences on it.
I thought the list of it was either, I think it was best independent game. I looked at that and I was like, wow, that is a stacked ass
Oh, yeah.
category. I still think
Well, 'cause-
Balatro wins that, but that is
Yeah.
stacked.
It was hands down a better year for indie games than it was for AAA because they laid everybody off. So why can't you can't make games when there's nobody at your desks? But
You need
yeah.
people to make games.
I think if
Who knew?
DLCs are on the table, game of the year is Cyberpunk again. Just every year. Just give it to
No,
Cyberpunk every year.
It's Dave the Diver for their Godzilla DLC, man. Get it right.
Mhm.
No, an indie game can't win, and according to Jeff Keighley, that's an indie game.
Well, Matt, you're getting the definition of indie game. You're getting the genres mixed here.
No, that's his definition. I don't agree with it. Okay, we should talk about movies before people turn this podcast off.
Yeah, there's too many gaming podcasts.
Yeah, the world doesn't need another one. The world doesn't need two more white men talking about video games.
Hey, you are probably one of the few podcasts that has a brown woman talking about a video game.
True.
I can only think of like one or two others. Yeah.
You've shot up in the charts already.
True. But you're only a guest. We'd have to
I
make
know.
you a
I was like,
permanent
when
host.
I leave next week, then
Yeah, then we're back to being useless.
Next week, we're just going to get another white guy on to talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. Nick, do you have the Hitman Wikipedia up?
I do have the Hitman Wikipedia up.
Okay, introduce Hitman.
Hitman is a 2023 American romantic comedy film produced and directed by Richard Linklater, who co-wrote the screenplay with Glenn Powell. Movies starring Glenn Powell, Aria Arjona. I'm butchering that, I'm sure. Austin Emilio, Rita, Sanjay Rao, and I already said it was written by. It follows a college professor who basically becomes an undercover like sting hitman guy, and it goes from ugly Glenn Powell to very handsome, good-looking Glenn Powell.
Ugly Glenn Powell.
like, how
can't
dare you?
see us
There is
recording.
no version.
Not even Tilda Swinton Glenn Powell?
No.
But in
Everyone
the
knows.
process of him being a hitman sting guy, he meets someone for one of these operations. This very attractive woman that he falls head over heels for. He talks her out of it, and he starts a relationship with her under his fake name. And things get messy, as you would assume they do. Yeah, and that's the movie without me spoiling too much for everybody.
Yes, we'll save the spoilers for 10 minutes from now. Let's get into our letterbox reviews, our dad-approved letterbox reviews. Let's let our guest go first.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I'm just realizing, was it supposed to be of this movie? I just picked a random letterbox review that was daddy. Not like.
I mean,
let her do it. Let her do it.
Do it.
I like it.
What movie?
Wicked. It just says it ain't easy being green. Thought it
Wait,
was
can you say-
good.
Can you say it again? I was giggling.
It ain't easy being green.
Oh,
A Muppet reference. Like, come on. Yeah, sorry. I definitely didn't hit the
Okay.
assignment there, but
oh, I should specify to our next guest of this movie.
this movie.
That's my fault.
You know what?
I'll take the blame for that one.
You know what? We can put Wicked in the SEO now. Let it roll.
I was so proud of finding that too. Like,
That's
I
a
was
good
walking
one.
our dog with my husband, and I was like, I found a good one. And he actually suggested, he's like, are you sure they didn't mean of Hitman? I was like, I don't know. It's just a letterbox review.
There was
Oh.
a poster going around Twitter of someone taking like a bunch of letterbox reviews that were referencing the PR of the movie. And it was glorious. It's like there was a moment in the movie where the hat covered her eyes, and I was like, "You can't erase her." Like,
This is good because now we don't have to watch Wicked for the podcast because you already got the review for it. It's this episode.
great movie. Go watch Wicked. Go support the arts, everybody.
Yeah, Wicked, November 22nd. Go see Gladiator 2. All right.
I will do my Hitman review. I got
Yeah.
this from Jay, just Jay. Gave it 3 stars, and he said basically the removing girls' glasses to reveal she's hot trope, but with Glenn Powell.
All right. My review comes from Drew, who is not a patron or a pro member of Letterboxd. Shame on you, Drew. He
Damn.
gave Hitman 3.5 stars and wrote, "Proof that the right jacket can make you so fucking sexy and a little evil." It's true. It's a cool jacket.
Can I admit something to everybody on the podcast right now?
Go for it. This is a private space.
I didn't know this was a rom-com going into it.
Oh, what did you think it was?
I thought it was going to be like, so what happened with them, like, I thought he was going to, end up with the girl, but I thought there was going to be more action and less talk. I was like, oh, Glenn Powell's going to punch somebody in the face. This is his tryout tape to be the new Mission Impossible guy. And I was completely, because I went in not knowing anything. I didn't watch a trailer or anything. I just knew Glenn Powell was in it, and that's it.
I mean, that's enough to sell a movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not completely mad at it. I'm not mad.
I only knew, so I didn't necessarily know it was a rom-com, but I loosely knew like the source material because I'm Texan. And that was a story that a lot of people talked about. But I didn't know the rom-com of it all.
Yeah, I knew it was gonna be about a guy who pretends to be a hitman, so I thought it was gonna be like a crime thriller the first time I watched
Okay.
it, but I'm not complaining.
With this is our second Powell movie, right?
It is.
It's our second Powell movie on the show.
Our first episode was a Powell movie.
Yeah, we're at full circle. We're almost to the end of the season, and we've gone full circle.
Was it Top Gun Maverick? The daddest of Powell movies?
It was Twisters.
Oh.
I still need to see Top Gun Maverick.
Well,
I still need to see.
It's on the list.
Need to see Top Gun.
No, you don't. You don't need to see.
You can just see Maverick.
But I'm going to miss out on the volleyball, the highly sexualized volleyball scene.
YouTube.
Wait, no, but what I bring up Twisters because I wanted to bring up like the chemistry in this movie, like through the roof, makes Twisters look like child's play. Like, oh,
yeah. Okay, we're getting into it now. We're into our criticism sandwich here. That's what we call it here, because dads love sandwiches, so that's how you criticize things. We got our bun of likes and our meat of dislikes.
I thought Glenn Powell was immediately likable.
Yep.
Immediately likable.
Yep.
Just this loser. I don't know. I mean, that had to be the hardest thing going into this movie. Like, how do we make this man seem like a loser? Seem like a divorced loser teaching at a university? As someone that works at a university, like, I was like, how do you, like, this man, I don't believe this man is a professor for 1 minute.
I'll tell you this. He gave his class, he gave an outdoor class, so he's a cool professor. How big of a loser could he be?
You're right. If I have a class outside, I'm instantly, when the reviews come out, when they give you the sheet at the end of the semester, 5 stars all the way through. Prof, you got it, bud.
Yeah, this whole thing rests on Glenn Powell's shoulders, and he carries it like Atlas carries the world.
Yeah, like I think for me, I think the funny thing is the hardest thing for me to believe in Twisters was that he was from Arkansas with all the Texas twang. And in this one, it is to believe that anybody would think this man is ugly, even when his hair is oily and he's wearing glasses. But I think what I really appreciate about this movie for Glenn Powell is that it allows him to both be a character actor, but also showcase depth, which I think is important for somebody like him because he has a pretty boy face. Some may liken to a capybara, but he has a very strong face structure, which means it's very easy for somebody like that to get typecasted. And I think what Hitman does, and working with a director like Linkletter, is it really lets him be different versions of himself without getting stuck in a box. And I think that that's something that is both a testament to Linkletter's writing and I guess also Powell's writing and Powell's acting ability, because I think he's believable as every single one of the versions of Hitman that he does. And it made me see him in a different light because I think I had watched Anyone But You because I watched the first time I watched this movie, I watched it on a plane on a Kindle on my way to Vegas.
As the filmmakers intended.
Exactly. Because I missed it at Sundance and then I missed it at South by. And so I didn't catch it until it came onto Netflix and I downloaded it. And I then immediately went home and watched it on my big TV. Because that's what it deserves.
I think too, Nick, you said like it's hard to believe him as a loser, and it kind of is. But I think like the biggest thing going for it is like he is like dorky when he's Gary. Like he's good at playing a dork. And you look at Glenn Powell, and you're like, this guy can't be dorky, but he can be.
It's hard to believe him as a loser. Believe him to be a loser. It's easy to see him be passionate. I think he mentioned something about ham radios early on, or something about radios, and I was like, yeah, that guy would be. He would be into, like, he's selling me on being a guy that's into that. I didn't see this guy as a loser at all.
Yeah. I guess like I didn't think he was a loser. I thought they were doing more to make him look ugly versus necessarily be a loser. Because I think like the thing that they kind of established between him and his ex-wife is just kind of like misplaced attention, essentially. And I think that is very different than like being a loser, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a guy who very much loves what he does, and like he is very hyper focused on the things that he is good at and does. And then that like deteriorates relationships. So I think, yeah, I never read him as loser. I definitely thought they tried to make him ugly, which I was like, that doesn't work. But I didn't read loser.
Sorry.
Yeah. I got more dork than loser.
Because there were moments where Rita and Sanjay are like back and forth, like, oh, I'd like to hang out with what's his name when he's Ray. I'd love to hang out with Ray. Ron, I'm sorry. I'd love to hang out with Ray. I wouldn't like to hang out with Gary.
Well, Gary's obsessed with ham radios and has a very strict like regimen of what he does.
Yeah.
Like I also wouldn't want to hang out with Gary. I just don't think he's a loser. I think he's weird.
He's a geek. He's a nerdy geek.
I think I'm just finding out I have a soft spot for geeks, you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All it took was Glenn Powell to look and take his glasses off for me to be like, no, put him back on.
No, like Gary's a nice guy, but like, you know, like if we invite him to the party, he's gonna be like, hey, did you know that the H2O content of this drink is like, okay, shut up, Gary.
Yes. Like Gary's the guy you don't want to accidentally like stumble into a hyperfixation with. Like that's essentially who it is.
He's the guy you're nice to and friendly with at work, and they're like, I hope I don't bump into that guy at Walmart.
No, don't name any names. Does everyone in here have like a Gary in their life, or at one point in their life they had a Gary in their life?
Yes. So
I had a friend who was very into like RC cars. Not just RC cars, but buying like the different attachment for RC cars. So like actually getting like rubber tires, putting suspensions on them. And anytime I went over there, we would just be playing with his RC car. And I was fine with it. But this dude could talk about his RC car for hours. And that was a good chunk of my late 20s hanging out with that guy.
I was going to make a game journalist joke. I'm not going to. The number of times I stumble into a JRPG conversation with a random white dude journalist. Immediate Gary. Like, I don't need to know how many times you've played the Dragon Quest games. Please stop.
Oh my God. And then the 10th time, different party comp. Changes the whole game. Flips it on its head. You gotta try it.
I apologize to either of you.
The AoE on this attack is crazy. This is really good AoE. Why would you do the base attack? Do the attack with the AoE.
You don't want to use this spell. You want to use the third upgraded version of it, not the second upgraded version, because that has slightly worse damage spread.
That's the party you're going with? Okay.
2 mages, really.
My life. That's my life. The Game Awards is going to be so fun to go to in person.
2 mages, great line.
But yeah, Glenn Powell. Great guy.
I mentioned it earlier, but like the chemistry in this movie, out of the fucking park. I was like, oh my God, like they're hot together. I want them to be together.
The minute they're on screen, it's electric.
Yeah.
As soon as she sits down.
It's the unsexiest thing, trying to hire someone to kill your husband. And like,
is it though? Is that unsexy? Is it? It's dangerous. Like she's a little toxica. Like everybody needs a little bit of that in their life.
Okay, maybe hiring a hitman's kind of sexy.
Yeah. Look, it's nice to get a movie where the leads have chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is funny. I don't know if we're still like in the bun section of the sandwich, but I agree. I think their chemistry is fantastic. And then I'll follow that up with my but when we get into like the negative.
But yeah, and goddamn these youngsters who hate their sexy movies. But like it's and good for Glenn Powell, because this is like the third movie I've seen him in where there's like real chemistry between him and the other lead. So it's like, you know what? Maybe movie stars are back.
Yes, entirely. And he like respects the genre of the rom-com, which I think has like that is something that started going away with a lot of younger actors because they didn't want to wind up in that. Like for all of the remakes that this man is doing, I welcome it because he's also channeling that like 80s, 90s rom-com male lead at the same time as like these dad action movies. And I think it's perfect. He's bringing everything back that I need to be brought back.
Tom Cruise taught him well.
Yes.
I read, I don't remember where I read this, but like he asked Tom Cruise, like, how do you like pick such great like characters to play? And Tom was like, I read a script that I think people will want to see this movie, and then I make the character great. And that's what Glenn Powell's doing.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's picking, okay, Hitman, that's a movie people want to see. And then he'll make Gary great. Oh, Twisters, that's a movie people want to see. And then he'll make that guy great.
You're entirely on the money because I think about his filmography and it's like, I cannot replace him with anybody else. Some of the other actors in the movie I can replace with other people because I think he has hit a little bit of duds when it comes to acting partners. But I think he himself is like, he carries himself with that charisma and confidence and like actually understands the characters that he's playing, like from Anyone But You to Twisters to this, and even as like Hangman and Maverick. Like he is good. He's good. He's a movie star.
Yep.
Hands down.
I want to see him in a straight up comedy now. I think he would have been, you know what?
Yeah.
As well as I like the movie, I think he would have been a great Ricky Stenicki.
Oh, actually.
He would. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to replace John Cena.
I think Glenn Powell would have been even better.
Yeah.
Hot take. I think you could replace John Cena's last 3 movies with Glenn Powell and they get better.
Okay.
So wait, what were the
Jackpot?
No, not Blockers. Jackpot and Brothers. Is it Brothers?
Brothers.
No.
2 of them are Amazon releases.
That's probably why I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
No.
Jackpot and then
Brothers was Josh Brolin.
Oh no, this is an article about his actual 4 brothers.
Oh no, okay. Ricky Stenicki was for Amazon. Jackpot was for Amazon.
Oh, that might be what I'm confusing it with then.
Was it Freelance?
Freelance. Yes, it was Freelance.
I've heard of Jackpot.
Why do I watch so much? I'm just like, why do I watch so much John Cena movie? He's funny. He's a really funny guy.
He's funny. He's good. Yeah, he's good in Ricky Stenicki. But yeah, Glenn. I think
you could replace those with Glenn Powell.
I'm not gonna lie. I think you can pick out a lot of movies these days and replace the male lead with Glenn Powell, and it gets better.
You know what? You're not wrong. I'm doing a mental go back of like movies I've seen this year, and I haven't found one where I'm like, actually, Matt, I'm gonna stop you right there. He's a movie star.
I think the last movie I saw that you couldn't replace him with Glenn Powell was maybe Dune.
Well, he's not a little twink, so it doesn't work.
I mean, besides Timothy, right? Timothy. I always get caught up on his name. I mean, who else is there besides Glenn Powell?
I don't know.
So, I mean, it felt like The Rock for a while, but I mean, he's more of a dud.
Yeah. I mean,
no, like I could replace him. So I could even, I don't know if you all saw it, but there was this thriller that came out on Netflix in October called Don't Move. And it has Finn. Hold on. Finn Whitlock. Yeah, or Finn Whitrock, who plays like this like serial killer guy. And he like traps this like lady who was on a hike. And I'm like, Glenn Powell of Patrick Bateman could actually do this very well. I'm like going through like films on my website right now, and I'm like that I've reviewed or that like I've seen, and I'm just like, I genuinely could replace all these leads with Glenn Powell.
Is he in talks to be in the American Psycho?
I don't know.
He's too old. That's the old, like, I think it would be good, But I think the fact that Patrick Bateman is in his mid-20s is very core to the character. And they already gave the movie to a dude director, so I'm losing that part. I'll at least keep the age.
I do get I was getting American Psycho vibes watching a little bit of Hitman when he started
Yeah.
doing all the different takes
Well,
on his
he
Hitman.
does a Bateman in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even before that, I was starting to get American Psycho vibes just because, American Psycho, it's like, hey, all these rich, awful people get away with things. And then this movie's like, hey, these beautiful people get away with things. So I was like, look, he's doing an American Psycho.
I mean, yeah, he's too old, but he could be he'd be like a good like manosphere American Psycho dude.
Oh, yeah. No, he would be.
Let him play
100%.
Paul. Let him play
Play
Paul.
Paul.
Yes. Yes.
No, let Jared Leto play Paul again.
Off shell egg white.
Just let us have that joy again of watching Jared Leto killed with an axe.
Oh, this may be a hot take. I actually think, because Heretic's one of my favorite movies of the year, I do actually think he could replace
Hugh Grant?
Hugh Grant in Heretic.
Ooh.
I think he could.
Ooh.
Which isn't saying Hugh Grant's bad. I think that this is like probably like Heretic is like one of my top movies. But like, yeah, man, Glenn Powell was robbed.
So good. He's so good.
Yeah,
It's about time we got a star. It's
Yeah.
about time
Yeah.
we got a star, you guys.
When was the last movie
Yeah.
star? I don't remember. Was it Chris Pratt? It can't be.
It was Chris Pratt.
Ew, no.
No, I don't want it to be, but it was Chris Pratt. They
That
tried
was
so.
what he deserved.
It was in the early 10s. They're like, we got him in Guardians, we
Yeah.
got him in Jurassic World. They tried
Oh,
so hard.
no, you're right.
He
They put him
fizzled
in the
out
Lego
though.
movie. He did.
When was the
did.
last one that stuck? I don't know.
Probably Lego movie.
I mean, like, could you? Well, no, I was gonna say like Keanu has never left, but I don't think. I
Yeah.
think he does very specific things. Like he's not as, I don't know, this is like the best use of the word, like not as malleable as an actor.
Yeah.
He's damn good at what he does, but I don't think you can. He's not like the George Clooney slot him in anywhere person.
Yeah. But like there are still like movie stars that were movie stars. But like
Yeah,
where are the new movie stars?
the new
right?
age. Yeah, no,
There's
that's
Glenn
fair.
Powell. Before him was I guess Chris Pratt for 3 years.
And then there was a gap.
Right? I
Like,
don't
people, like, we were so hungry that like earlier this year we were like, hey, Timothy, just Wonka did great. Dune Part 2 is doing good. That's our movie star.
Did
This is
Wonka
your-
do great?
it did.
That's what Matthew Bellinelli on his podcast tried to convince me of. So
I think it did do great, but that's because it's Willy Wonka, not because it's Timothée.
another secret musical, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Glenn Powell's here to save us all.
Because
Yeah.
I mean,
Jake
Zendaya-
Gyllenhaal?
Yeah, but when did
Wait,
he become
who?
a movie
Jake
star?
Gyllenhaal?
The
Jake
2005?
Gyllenhaal.
2005.
Yeah, so it would have been him and then Pratt.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling?
Mm,
Is he a star?
I think Ryan Gosling went. He could have, like, if post Notebook, he went hard into blockbuster territory instead of the weird stuff that he was doing. I think he could have been. But
Yeah.
I think he does. His filmography gets real. I don't want to say experimental, but real passion project-y in a good way.
Yeah.
That's why I think that he's here to stay over some Ryan Reynolds, maybe.
Maybe. But even he was
when
like,
did
what,
Will Smith's
2004?
run end? When
08?
was Hancock was 08, right?
Hancock was 08. That's when
Yeah.
his like big run ended, and then by After Earth it was over.
He's kind of back though.
Yeah.
He is
He's
back.
kind of back.
He's back.
back.
He is back, but he's
Bradley
really-
Cooper, maybe.
maybe.
But I mean, does Bradley Cooper do any action? It feels like more of his stuff is just like
No.
drama, like
Yeah.
sad dad
Rocket.
movies.
He's Rocket.
That doesn't
True.
count. Okay,
I don't know.
Vin Diesel's a movie star.
No,
I think,
no,
yeah,
no.
Yeah, okay. I think it's Gyllenhaal and Reynolds, and then Gap, and then Chris Pratt for 3 years, and then like a 10-year gap, and Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
You know, if
I'm
he
like,
moved-
I'm looking at like a list of like top male actors, and I'm like, none of you have versatility.
so you know, if Glenn Powell could just move over and make a little room for Pedro Pascal, I think we'd be set. We'd be good to go.
Yeah. They should
Yeah.
they should do a Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid type like buddy movie.
Oh
Mm.
my God. Okay. And they should do that in like, it should be that, but like a Texas Western specifically.
Yes.
Pedro can do it. He basically did that in Prospect.
Give
Which
Pedro
should be on the wheel.
give Pedro a big curly mustache.
Mm-hmm.
I saw someone post like a week or so ago that like if like someone was like if you should never remake The Princess Bride, but if they ever did, I could see Pedro as Inigo Montoya, and I'm like, give him Zorro.
Give him Zorro. Well, and Kingsman did Pedro dirty
Yeah.
too.
Give him
They were trying to.
Give him a big
They were
curly
trying to-
mustache. Let him swashbuckle.
What I hate is that Pedro is so good in Kingsman. Like he is so good, and there are a lot of little things that they do culturally that he talked about, like bringing into it because he's Chilean. But then it sucks. It sucks.
They made him the secret bad guy. They made him. It's like, and it drives me crazy because that movie they were trying to set up like a spinoff for Channing Tatum. Speak of another person they were trying to build up as a movie star. They're trying to set up a spinoff for Channing Tatum that never came. But I think you would have been better off trying to build up off Pedro.
Mm-hmm. You could have.
Yeah.
But instead, they put him in the fucking meat grinder. They literally put the man in a meat grinder.
And they're gonna do it again when season 2 comes out.
Pedro, don't go anywhere near a golf course. Stay away. You see golf clubs, you turn and run. So everything around that's going to be a shit show. I hope they're taking care of that cast.
I was like, because film people are just as bad as game people.
Yeah. They're neck and neck at the finish line to be the worst people in the world.
If you want to see the worst of like film Twitter, just post the tweet that you didn't like Licorice Pizza, and then you will see all of it.
Really?
I was Licorice Pizza's only negative review for 35 days, and I felt every single one of those days.
It's a little piece of internet. You're a little piece of internet history.
Yes, I
Oh, okay.
Back in the archives.
Oh, okay. Well, back
But
to
Hitman, though.
Yeah, Hitman. Okay. Before we get into what we didn't like about Hitman, I'm just gonna say, "Who the fuck is Gary?" is the best line read of the year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just the snappiness of it, and just because you're sitting there thinking, as soon as he says Gary, you're like, oh no, she doesn't know you're Gary.
Yeah.
And then before you even finish that thought,
Who the fuck is Gary?
It's her best moment.
Oh, give her an Oscar just for that.
That's going to be a soundbite on some annoying podcast, and I'm okay with it.
Some podcast co-hosted by a guy named Gary. There's some morning radio show host named Gary. That's a sound effect now.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm ready to talk negative. I do have one right away.
Yeah.
And I loved like the different assassins he's playing, but it got to a point where I was like expecting them to cut to Dana Carvey as the turtle from Master of Disguise. It got to a point where I was like, okay, I get it. He's really good at this. Am I not turtly enough for the turtle club? I was, and if it hasn't been done on YouTube, somebody please do
I
that.
was just saying, I was like, somebody please put like the Master of Disguise music over a supercut of those sections.
You know what? Here we go. Remake Master of Disguise with Glenn Powell.
Do it. Make it happen.
Yeah, but only instead of a turtle, it's a capybara.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm of two minds with that because on the one hand, after he becomes Ron, I'm like, yeah, just give me more Ron. Give me this, I don't need to cut away. But on the other hand, they're so good.
Mm.
Like Tilda Swinton, Glenn Powell. You don't need to cut that. Give me Tilda Swinton, Glenn Powell.
Yeah, I really liked all the switch ups personally. I would not cut a single one. I'm mad at how much I'm like, but I want to follow that person. Like I would like more of that, please. Which I think was my only thing, but I liked it. I have a hot take for my negative.
Okay.
Ooh, I do like hot takes.
I think that Glenn Powell's chemistry in films is solely driven by him. And the women he's put up against are so terrible and bland. And that continues with Hitman.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
But who the fuck is Gary?
Come on, she said the line.
As I said, that's her best line.
Do you have like a dream casting of like this is who you
No.
put up with him, and this is who can go toe for toe with him on the screen?
I don't even think that it's so much. So I feel like as much as we had been in a dearth of like a male superstar, I do actually think it's the same thing for the actresses as well. Like in Anyone But You, Sydney Sweeney is a whole piece of wood. What's her name who plays Kate in Twisters? Terrible, motionless, does not match. Don't even know her name, and I literally wrote like 1,000 words on that movie. And here, like I think that there are moments where Adria has like stuff, and like I at least credit Linkletter for not writing her as like that classic like Latina stereotype. But I also just don't think that she holds her own or holds my interest, because anything about her that is interesting is like for me whenever Glenn is on screen.
Mhm.
And I think that that is my issue. And I don't know if it is an issue of, I don't know if there are really any like female movie stars either, or if it is Glenn Powell himself is such a star that it is very hard to act against him. That is my thing.
That's an interesting problem, because I was going to bring that up. Maybe it's him. He's so good that anyone he's
causing the
with,
problem.
he's like a vortex. All the charisma goes to him.
Well, and to lean on that a little bit, she doesn't really, and I think you were hinting at this, she doesn't really get a moment to shine. Like everything that we become aware of her doing happens off screen. I can't help but think like maybe if we saw her killing her husband, or if we had like an extra scene of her without Glenn in it, that would help. But I will say she's leaps and bounds above Sweeney, and then the other lady is Daisy Edgar Jones, who
Daisy Edgar Jones,
who I loved in Normal People. Like that's what like a standout role.
She's good in Normal People. Yeah,
loved her in that. Her and Gladiator 2 guy. What's his name?
Paul Mescal.
Yep. Beautiful show, amazing show. But yeah, she just needed a little more to do without Glenn on the screen. I don't think she really had anything anything without him.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't think she had any scenes alone. And I'll tie this into mine. I think you can cut the court scenes.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
I think I know what they're in there. I know what they're trying to do, and like they're trying, but you don't need that, because his lectures kind of accomplish the same thing, and so they.
I was gonna say you could probably cut the lectures. Like if I was gonna between the two, I guess the lectures do show you that he's like becoming a cooler teacher, and like he's the guy that you want to hang out with, maybe have a beer with after class. But I was like, I don't need the on the nose lesson about what this movie's about.
The lectures are on the nose, but I feel like if you're gonna cut anything, it's the court scenes, because like at least the lectures kind of lead somewhere. The court scenes kind of just peter out and stop.
Yeah, the lectures have character growth in them.
Yeah, like the lectures, you can kind of like track his arc, and then the court scenes are kind of just there, and you're like, and then they stop. Like what? Like why? What do I care about the court cases for?
Almost opposite of each other, because there is one court scene where they're like kind of calling him out on his shit, where they're like, hey, like. So I mean, I could kind of see why they kind of help each other, but I can also see why we're all like, well, you could cut one or the other, because it does feel like a bit much.
I will say too, sorry to rehash a point, but I looked up the directors. I want to see Glenn Powell directed in a rom-com by a woman. That's what I want to see, because I think that's also why all the ladies kind of suck in all these other ones that we've watched.
Richard Linklater's like, you go stand over there now, Glenn. Listen,
Glenn. My guy, my boy.
He's talking to Glenn for 10 minutes. He's like, all right, Adrian, get over here.
Austenite to Austenite.
The men directors, hey, Glenn, dude.
Glenn, I need you to drive right into the twister.
You just wait there.
Right into the twister. Daisy, stay over there.
Yeah, just wait.
Look emotionless.
Yeah, just wait there.
Just look detached.
Just wait there. I'm talking to Glenn. My guy. Yeah, let's get what's her name? Nancy Myers. Let's get her. Is she dead? Is she alive? One of them's dead. Is it Nora Ephron or Nancy Myers?
Nora Ephron's dead.
One of them's dead. One of them's still alive. Who's ever alive, Let's get them back directing movies again with Glenn Powell.
Get a who would you want directing? I was almost gonna say Diablo Cody, but I don't know if he's too old.
I think he's too old for the type of stuff
That he does.
that she does. Yeah. You know, I think that I would want to get weird with. Actually, no. I'm okay. I talked a lot of shit about Greta Gerwig because
Ooh.
I don't like Lady Bird. It's like a boring white lady movie. But then I actually saw her version of Little Women, and it was the first time I liked Little Women as a story. And then I saw Barbie, and now I'm a convert. So I'm going to give the basic answer and just say I would like to see Greta Gerwig direct him.
Let's get him in an Adrian Lynn erotic thriller.
Ooh, we haven't had a real erotic thriller in a long time, too.
I'm gonna show my my whole ass here. What makes something an erotic thriller? Is it just the sex? Is
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it like
Yes.
Basic Instinct or an erotic
Yes.
thriller?
Yes.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
I'm
actually like one of the pinnacles of like being an erotic thriller at that point in film history.
Okay. I wanted to make sure because I was like, you know what? I'm a little genre arrogant here.
Ignorant?
Arrogant, ignorant. I've heard it both ways.
Okay, Mr. Spencer.
Yeah, I would actually kill to watch him in an erotic thriller, and I would actually love to see him in a Greta Gerwig movie. Or if we want to get like, okay, so I want a Greta Gerwig weird rom-com take, but then I want a Celine song depressing as hell pure romance movie, and then I would be happy with him. My Glenn Powell like wish list would be complete. Anyway, sorry to derail us, but I just realized that
that's
I
fine.
think these ladies suck because
Let's keep talking about Glenn Powell. Let's get him in a Christopher Nolan movie. Then he doesn't even have to interact with a woman.
Yeah. Put the man in a comedy for me. I'm a simple man. I am a simple man. Put him in some comedies for me.
Yeah, make any comedies, really.
Just because
Hollywood, make a comedy.
Yeah, because I want them to make comedies again.
Yeah.
That don't go directly to Amazon. I want comedies back in the theaters. Come on, Glenn. Come on, get the theaters going with the comedies, man.
he did it with rom-coms. Now next year will be the year of Glenn Powell comedies.
He succeeded because that movie made bank.
Mm-hmm.
Any other negatives?
I don't have any other negatives.
Yeah, I don't either.
Okay.
I did want more Rita, but that's just because I like Rita. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, back to positives. To say something about someone other than Glenn Powell, I think Austin Emilio is a good dirty cop. He's like a good dirtbag cop.
Yeah, I agree.
Seeing him in this movie made me want to play that one cop game that I keep skipping over that everybody loves, where you have the same mustache. What is that? It's the CRPG. Oh, Disco Elysium. It makes me want to play Disco Elysium. Every time he was on screen, I was like, I need to play that game. But yeah, he's just this good piece of shit. He's
a real sleazeball.
Yeah, I believe that he was a piece of shit.
It's good to have real sleazeballs in movies again. Glenn Powell's bringing everything back to the movies again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need the dirtbags. We need the dirtbags in the movies.
What else is in my notes? Chemistry I talked about. Most of my notes is just Glenn Powell.
As it should be.
Oh wait, we moved on to positives. Oh no, we're still negative. No,
we're on positives.
Yeah.
I have no more negatives. Do you have any more negatives, Nick?
I was gonna say I thought it wrapped up a little fast, but that's
fair.
Yeah.
So hey, he's laying there. What are we gonna do? Put the bag over his head.
Yeah.
And then
Flash forward. Now we're married.
And it does. Yeah, it does the Deathly Hallows flash forward multiple years, and like, oh my god, they're all grown up with kids. Did it a little better than Harry Potter did, though. Yeah, okay, now I'm off my negatives. I'm sorry.
Okay, do you have any more positives?
I think I got them all out. at the beginning. I made a terrible sandwich this time around.
That's fine. All sandwiches are.
I mean, an open face sandwich.
All sandwiches are good sandwiches.
My only other positive is Glenn Powell. Just Glenn Powell.
I'll shout out the Notes app scene. That's a good scene. That's a great. That's a good use of modern technology.
Yeah.
You'll love to see it.
Oh, I will shout out the fact that like this movie did not actually hold back on the sex scenes at all, which was
Yep.
really kind of refreshing and interesting.
Suck it,
I think
teens.
especially for like a Linkletter film too. I appreciated it.
Yeah, it's nice to see
Watching
a
on a
movie.
plane though was awkward.
Nick watched Poor Things on a plane, so
Oh,
I
oh
did.
no.
yeah.
And you know what? Like I just have I have this tendency to like play or watch things on the plane I should not. And at least with Poor Things, I was on the back of the plane, not near anybody.
But yeah,
Also, another movie I went into blind, not knowing what I was getting into. Just like most people, I don't look at the ratings beforehand because I'm like, I want to be surprised. And oh boy, was I surprised.
yeah, it's nice to get a movie again where you know the sexy scenes. You're like, how could they go back to being coworkers?
Yeah. I will say my favorite moment ever being a film critic was when I had watched a lot of movies and then I recommended to my girlfriends this year for girls' night because we do double features that we watch Saltburn and Poor Things as a double feature.
No.
And
Oh,
nobody except one of them knew what they were in for. And it was fantastic.
oh no.
It was so good.
Not to get gross, is there like a sperm thing? And I haven't seen Saltburn. Is there like a sperm scene in Saltburn that I'm missing?
Yeah.
Okay, because I saw a
Yeah.
vinyl. Someone had the Saltburn vinyl, and it was like the sperm edition. And you know
Yeah.
how they're doing like they'll do records with like blood in them.
Mhm.
It was sperm in the
Mhm.
vinyl, and you
Yeah.
can see it squishing around as your vinyl spins.
I saw it at its world premiere at Fantastic Fest. That crowd was wild. I did see a couple people walk out. That was funny.
Do I need to watch Do I need to watch Saltburn?
I like the movie, so I would say yes.
I mean, I liked her last film, Promising Young Woman.
See, I hated that movie.
See, I watched that with my mother-in-law, and it was awkward, but I was like, no, I like what they're going for here. I understand what they're going for. I had some
Yeah.
beefs with it, but I was like, okay, yeah, okay. And then
Yeah.
Saltburn, it was always like 50-50. Either you love it or you fucking hate it.
I have never met somebody who liked both
I would
of
have
the people that I've talked to.
I would have
Add it
liked
to the wheel.
I would have liked Saltburn more, I think, if I watched it before I ever saw The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Yeah.
Because the
Yeah.
whole time I was watching that, I'm like, this is just Talented Mr. Ripley, but with more cum and
Cast description.
a little stupider.
It's a lot stupider. Let's
Yeah.
be real.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to mince words, but yeah, it's stupid cum Mr. Ripley.
Besides the cum, all I know about it is that there's a naked guy prancing around a mansion in one long shot, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. That looks awesome.
That is one of the best scenes of that year. Hands down.
And there are so many TikToks like of people imitating that, and I was like, oh, this is okay. This is a moment. I should probably go watch this movie. And here I am, 2 years later now. I should probably go watch it.
Of all the weird
been a
moments,
year.
of all the weird
Has it been
moments
a
people
year?
could copy from that movie, I'm glad it was that one.
Oh yeah.
All right. I think we're done talking about Hitman.
I think we're all
Yeah.
hitman out.
It's Glenn Powell. That's all you really need to say, right? Glenn Powell.
Yeah.
Let us rate this. We rate it out of 5. I will start. I give this a 4, maybe a
remember what I
4.5.
I don't remember what I put on Letterboxd. I've been more active on there, by the way. I thought you'd be proud of that, Matt. I think I give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4.
Yeah.
I would do a 4.5.
All right. The real question is, where does it rank on the dad meter? That's right.
Mm.
How dad certified is it?
So I'm gonna go first because I'm not a dad.
Yeah.
But I think that this movie could be top tier dad movie if there wasn't so much sex in it, and I think that takes it down.
Mhm.
If there had just been some cutaways to black or something with like, yeah. But I think that knocks it immediately, even though everything else around it I think is like good.
Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. It's got, what has it got? Dads love Glenn Powell. We've established this in episode 1.
Mhm.
Yeah. They'll enjoy the hitman antics. I think dads love Ron. They're gonna love Ron. They're gonna love his cool jacket. It's got a cool jacket. Any movie with a cool jacket, dads are gonna love.
They enjoy wacky characters.
They enjoy wacky characters. They enjoy, they enjoy hot ladies.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
Trying to think what in here besides the sex are dads disliking? What else are we? What else would a dad ping it for?
I don't know.
It's more than 90 minutes, so I mean,
Yeah, that's an automatic thing.
It's more than 90 minutes, but it's breezy though.
It does breeze. You lose the dads with the classroom, with the teaching outside. Dads are sensible and they're like, hey, you need to be taught in a classroom like I was.
Yeah.
Is this where our dollars are going to?
What? You're sitting on the quad? I'm not paying for you to sit on the quad. Get your ass in that classroom. You get your ass in Cook Hall room 340 and you learn. That was probably too specific dorm or campus. I'm gonna say on the dad meter, I'd probably put it at around an 80.
I think that's where I'm landing also. I think maybe
the only real big ping is the sex.
Yeah, the sex. I think the length maybe, but it is breezy, so it kind of cancels itself out.
The length of the sex or the length of the movie? Or both?
Both. I don't know. I don't know what else would ping it. Maybe Gary. They might be like, who's this fucking dork? Dads don't like dorks. But they'll like that he becomes Ron. So
dads like dorks that are into the same things as them.
That's true.
As I proved earlier in this episode.
That's true. I'm gonna go 85. I'm gonna go. This is an 85% dad certified movie.
What about you, Kate?
I'm gonna go with that.
85. So we got two 85s and an 80. So we'll average it out. It's an 83.5% certified dad movie.
Okay, average it closer to you. Whatever.
Fine, 83%.
I don't know what kind of math they're teaching you on the quad, but
you know what? Maybe I would have averaged it better if they didn't teach me on the quad.
Yeah, no chalkboards out on the quad. Now it's my favorite part of the show. This is our negative Nancy's of the week. These are people that are miserable and go to a film's IMDb page and they find a goof, they find something wrong with the movie, and they feel the need to tell somebody anonymously about it. And I do have to ask, Kate, have you ever done this?
Oh, no.
Okay, good. I am also going to ask, did you get a goof for this movie?
I couldn't decide on one.
Oh, I mean, there wasn't a lot for this movie, which is a knock towards the movie.
Not.
Yeah. We did an episode on Ricky Stenicki, and there's only 3 goofs listed for that movie, so we say that essentially means it's a perfect movie.
Yeah.
If people can't be pedantic about it, it's a perfect movie.
And
I think. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, I was gonna say I think my favorite goof is probably just the factual error one on here. So.
I'll go ahead and read mine. So I have a revealing mistake, and this one, when Gary finally picks up the phone after letting his phone ring twice before, his phone screen lights up while he holds it to his ear. Not only do phone screens go black when you cover the sensor next to the speaker, it would also show the call interface in the situation instead of the lock screen. Thankfully, this one has 5 upvotes and 8 downvotes. Make that 9 because I just clicked it.
Good. Click it twice.
So my factual errors one has 13 have found helpful.
Oh.
I don't know why.
Oh,
God
no.
damn those people.
When Gary is talking about influence of the moon, he told that's not good grammar. He told that it's always at the same distance from Earth. The moon has an elliptical orbit. Distance is in perigee is, I don't know the number. It's like 356,400 to 370,400 kilometers, and 404,000 to 406,700 kilometers in apogee.
Is this someone's dad from NASA writing this one?
I could have sworn Neil deGrasse Tyson had better grammar.
Yeah.
And he likes to put his face with his criticism.
Yeah. Oh, do you think that person like Googled those statistics, or they just knew it? They were like, "That's
I
wrong."
feel they had to have Googled. Although I do think that this is funny, given that both Glenn Powell voiced and Linkletter directed and wrote Apollo 1.5 about the moon. So
All right, my error is also about the moon. This is listed as a character error. I guess they assume that Gary should know this as a philosophy teacher. Gary / Ron, thanks for the clarification, person, tells Madison a phase of the moon has nothing to do with gravity. It has to do with shadows. A phase is just how much of the sun's light we're blocking on the way to the moon. Phases of the moon are caused by orbital mechanics. Different parts of the moon are visibly illuminated as it revolves around the sun. Eclipses are caused by shadows and the Earth blocking the sun's light on the way to the moon. Okay, shut up, nerd.
this is the
downvote.
same person who left the other one.
Oh,
I assure you.
A lot of moon talk. A lot of
God.
moon talk in this episode. I'm not crazy about it. Hold on, I'm
nerds.
downvoting all of these real quick. I do it every time I hop on here.
If I just okay, ladies and gentlemen, and I know Steve Buscemi, you're excused from this because I know you don't do this.
Hey, Steve.
Hi, Steve. If you're watching a movie about a loser nerd who pretends to be a hitman, becomes a cool guy named Ron, gets himself a hot girlfriend, and your thought while watching the movie is he doesn't know about phases of the moon properly, I don't think watching movies is for you. I really don't. I think you should find something else to do.
I do love that this guy, for the character error, wrote Gary / Ron as if he didn't know which one was making the mistake at the time. Was he Gary in that moment? Was he Ron? I don't know. Would Ron know that? Would Gary know that? I don't know. I feel like one of them would know it, but maybe not. Dorks. Go. I don't know. Go start a blog. Go start a blog.
Yeah, you don't deserve Glenn. You don't deserve Glenn Powell.
Yeah. I love that you said that because that's what I was thinking.
Glenn Powell's working hard here to bring the movies back, and this is what you're doing to him. How dare you? He's gonna send Tom Cruise after you.
These are all these guys are the AI guys that are like, oh, I can if I put Glenn Powell Hitman into Sora, I can make a 90-minute movie.
Oh my God.
$1,000 and 20 gallons of water.
And the AI isn't gonna get the phases of the moon wrong. It's just gonna give it feet.
People that are so like, anytime I see one of those online, like I'll see one that like someone will take a meme and it'll make the meme move. And I'd be like, it was a video. The meme was a video already. You can watch the video on YouTube. I feel like I'm going crazy every time I get on the internet now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Like, did you ever want to see jealous girlfriend react in real time to her boyfriend looking back at the other girl?
No, it's funny. It's funnier as a snapshot.
Because it's a fucking meme.
Yeah.
It's fucking brain rot. Brain. I'm sorry. I'm derailing. I'm derailing the episode.
It's either an AI person who writes these or David Zaslav. It's one or the other.
We don't have to spin the wheel, so I can derail this episode.
That's true. We usually spin a wheel to determine the next movie, but there's only one movie left, so there's no wheel to spin.
It follows, and I lied. I did watch that back to back with this, so. And I'll save it for the episode, but going into it, I was like, this is one of my top 10 movies of all time. And now having rewatched it, I'm like, I don't think this is anywhere near my top 10.
Don't say that because I haven't rewatched it since the year it came out.
I watched it for the very first time for this show, and I was people hyped it up for me, and oh no.
There's only been one other time where like I saw a movie the first time and it was like, this is cinema, and then rewatched it again later and was like, oh my God, what was wrong with me? And that movie was Baby Driver.
Oh.
Because I watched it in the theaters. I was like, this is great. And then I watched it with a friend a few months later, and he was like, you thought that was great? And I was like, oh my God, I did.
So my moment like that was when, like, way back when we had first started our podcast and we did a Patreon. There was a $10 tier where you could make us watch a movie and then we'll do like a 20-minute review on Patreon for it. And my husband podcasts with me, and he owns the site with me and everything, and he hates anime. And so there was a steady stream of anime movies that got put in there. Akira got put in there. And I was like, this is the best thing ever made. This is fantastic. And I hadn't seen it since I was a little teen obsessed with Japan person. And then I watched it again, and there was a very, like, I think it's like at like the hour 45 mark, my husband turns to me and was just like, this? And I was like, I don't know. I remember it differently. And then like, yeah. So that's me vocalizing that I don't think Akira is actually a good movie. I think it is just very pretty, and American animation sucks. And that's why that's a masterpiece.
Oh,
It
Yeah,
was
for,
heartbreaking. It felt like the foundation shattered inside me.
there it was about 40 minutes in The Baby Driver when John Hamm started talking, and my buddy looked at me, and I realized, like, oh yeah, this is very corny. Do you have a movie that you thought was cinema, Matt, and then you were like, after the second viewing, you're like, what the fuck was I on?
I don't know.
Or do you just have correct opinions all the time?
I mean, I always have correct opinions, even when I change them. I
His takes have never been wrong,
I
even
mean,
the ones that he's changed.
okay. The only one that comes up, like the only one I can think of off the top of my head, is when I saw The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in theaters and I liked it. I was like, everybody's crazy. That was great. That was fun. And then I watched it years later when I was going through all the Spider-Man movies before No Way Home, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
I will say it probably had more heart than No Way Home. From what I remember of it.
I don't even know.
I liked Jamie Foxx as that weird looking Max. I liked him all blue and like with the comb over.
I liked him blue. I didn't like him with the comb. But I don't know. I remember the first Amazing Spider-Man I've always thought was like, it's whatever, it's fine, right? And then I saw the second one in theaters, like, yeah, that's so much better than the first one. Like, that's what I'm talking about. That was fun. And then just years later, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, what are they?
Spider-Man is better.
Like, what are they? Like, first of all, I'm like, what? I'm seeing the his parents were spies in a plan. I'm like, I liked this. What the hell is that? Only Peter Parker was destined to be Spider-Man. What the fuck are you talking about?
Harry Osborn as Green Goblin.
Oh my god, there's just a mysterious man in a hat walking by all the fucking, oh, there's the Vulture's wings. Oh, there's the Doc Ock's things. Great.
You know what every Spider-Man movie didn't have after the first one that would have made each one better is a Chad Kroeger / Nickelback song. Just saying. Hero's still a bop 20 years later.
It is.
Every superhero
Yellow
movie.
card, though.
Every superhero movie should have the end credits be an original butt rock song.
I'm gonna have to listen to that after this.
Yeah.
It's gonna be stuck in my head.
I don't know if you all are football guys, but my favorite thing right now is watching. So Josh Allen had an incredible run for the Bills this last game, and it is nothing but different variations of songs with the word hero in them, just put into that run as a reel on Instagram. It's fantastic. Like, my Instagram does not understand if I'm a 30-year-old woman or like a 45-year-old dad, and it's great. Great algorithm.
See, I need a hero. There goes my hero.
Hero.
Hero. Whatever the one, isn't there like a Creed one?
Arms wide open. No hero on that one. Hero Creed.
There is a Creed variation of this reel, and I don't.
The only
Creed
Creed
has
song I know is
Higher.
Higher.
It's Higher. That's what it was. Yeah,
There,
somebody else
I love it.
Higher.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just
Heroes.
little Josh Allen booking down the field.
Here's hoping for a Bills Super Bowl.
Between the Bills and the Lions, though, like, it could be history making.
I do want the Lions. I just really like that whole crew.
Yes.
And I want oh shit. I almost called him the other quarterback. It's with the Rams now. Who's the Lions quarterback now? Not Keenum. Keenum is
No.
like
So I don't remember the Lions quarterback, only because I'm usually only focused on Amon St. Brown, if I'm honest.
Jared Goff.
Oh, yeah.
Power of the internet over here. Yeah. Football. I was 6-1 in my fantasy league at one point, and now I'm 6-5, sitting in 6, on the cusp of being knocked out of the playoffs. So yeah, it's going good.
the ridiculous thing for me, and I know that I've derailed your podcast so much tonight.
I love no, keep going.
No, I actually don't care about NFL at all. I only know like the highlight. We watch Red Zone. It's too slow for me. And like I'm a college football person. I think it's a part of being from the South. Um, but I decided at the start I was going to rank all of the coaches by hotness, and then I was gonna pick. And my two contenders was the Lions and the Texans. And then my husband was like, just go for the Texans. Like, you're gonna have a bad time as a Lions fan. And then I was like, then they played, I think it was like 2 weeks ago. And I was like, well, whoever wins this game, this is gonna decide it. And so now I'm a Lions fan.
They're a good team. The last few years they've been a really good team, and they're on the cusp. Like if they had beaten, I forget who they lost. Did they lose to the eventual team that went to the Super Bowl? I
They
think
did.
they
Yes.
beat the Rams and then lost to the
I think it was the 49ers that they lost
49ers.
to.
Yep,
What?
yep.
Yeah.
But the 49ers are shit now. And I
Yes.
mean the NFC wide open.
Yes.
Wide fucking open.
And Dan Campbell is just a sweetheart. Like he just
Yeah.
loves his boys.
I remember
Those
when the
adult
year
men are just little
the year
boys
they
to
went
him.
0-16, he was crying, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love him so much." I was burnt out on football after playing in college, and just watching like the Lions the last few years and a little bit of the Bears when they've been good has brought me back. Matt over in Canada is like, I don't know anything about this. Matt's like, we've got the CFL. I couldn't name a team for you.
NFL, isn't that where Taylor Swift's boyfriend works?
Yes.
Yes.
The only thing more annoying than the coverage for Taylor Swift at the games is the people who get mad about Taylor Swift at the games. It's like the people who have the family bumper stickers on the windows.
Yeah.
It's the people who have the I don't care about your stick figure family stickers. It's like you're just as bad. What are you doing?
The funniest part of those people is if they cut away to like some like dude bro celebrity as much, they wouldn't like, yeah, Joe Rogan's in the crowd.
Yep.
Hey, Jeter's here.
Just like me, for real.
Yeah, he's supporting the team.
Jeter's in the nosebleeds. It's like, no, you fucking idiot. This is just like Rome. They're going up to the building. Like, no, shut the fuck up. He's nothing like you. Go pay $10 for a hot dog, you fucking idiot.
That's generous. You think they're only $10 in a stadium?
I was thinking about Atlanta. Atlanta's got sensible prices.
That's fair. That's fair.
At the Mercedes-Benz Dome. Matt. This was not.
I apologize for the chaos I brought in tonight.
No, it's
No,
chaos.
I love the chaos.
Every episode is chaos.
I do love that you. I'm looking back at the anime figures, and you're like, my husband very against anime. So like when he's in there, is he like, what's this one? What's this one? What's this one? Or is he just like,
No, I think when we first moved into this house, I was setting up my office and I needed his help to get something. And I just set up the husband shelf. And I was like, hey, can you come help me? And he was like, ask one of your husbands to do it. I was like, I am. They are not real. You are. Please help me. And he was like, okay, remember that. It's okay. No, he could not care less, but it does have to stay in my room.
Good.
Yes.
Not good. Well, not good. Not good.
Like, because it's wild. Because like this, like all of it, because this is the husband shelf, and then there are actually.
Wait, what's on the husband shelf?
The
like,
husband shelf.
So,
is he into woodworking? Like, what's he do?
No, it's a shelf of husbands.
This is my shelf of husbands.
Oh,
and
the
then
shelf of husbands. Okay, I thought you had a shelf in your office. I was like, what's wrong with it?
No. This is my shelf of husbands. And then that's JJK corner. This is BL merch. That's all Bakugo. And then those are like plushies and My Hero stuff. And then so like this wall and like all the books, that stays in here. But our loft that we have, totally cool that I have a 1-to-1 replica of Sauron's helm. That's the cool thing that we can keep out. This stays hidden away.
This is
Sauron helm, giant Hades poster, flamethrower from Far Cry. Put that shit out, honey.
Flamethrower from
Anime
That's, yeah,
bonbons.
it's always good to have a flamethrower.
You had me
Never
at 80s
know.
poster. Is it signed? Is it signed by the team?
It is.
Oh,
Oh,
that's awesome. That's an awesome piece of. Oh,
Yeah.
it's a good wall.
The No, step too far. Step too far.
Yeah,
It is great though, because our first floor is like modern farmhouse shit to appease like my mother. And then like when you ascend into the second floor, it's like dog mini room, Sauron helm, Hades poster, giant TV. And then like my office is just a little weeby.
You've got me excited for my new basement because I've got a treadmill over there. I got to plan out. I got some Zelda posters, some marathon posters, and I'm like, oh, where am I gonna put all this? Like, I don't have to keep it down there, but now
Yeah.
I'm like just looking at your room, like, oh, what can I do?
It's nice to have your own little space. Like, oh yeah, that also has so that is all BTS merch. So that also has to stay in my room.
I'm gonna miss. So I have natural shelving back here that's like built under the stairs. And
Yeah.
I really love this, and I'm going to miss this. And I'm like, great, I have to like
Oh yeah.
actually buy new shelves for these board games. I ain't fucking playing these board games. I have kids. These are chew toys to them.
The number of times we've had handymen come into our house and then they come into my office. They're like, "Oh, is this your kid's room?" I'm like, no,
No, it's mine.
no, it's fine.
I bet they're
They
excited
belong
about
to
the
me.
flamethrower though.
They actually like the front. They're like, "Oh, this is so cool, game stuff." And they walk into my office and they're like, "So, anime?"
They see the Hades poster and they're like, "Is that an anime?" And you're like, "No."
No.
They're like, "Where's
Although
the Call of Duty poster?"
there was like a 65-year-old electrician one time who said that his son for Christmas got him Naruto pajama pants and then he watched all of Naruto. And when he came into my office to like fix something, he knew who Bakugo was and was like, "This is so cool. It's from My Hero." And I was like, "Oh my God, you old man named Popeye who's here to fix my lighting. You're fantastic."
I love that. I love
It was
like my son.
best moment.
Was his
My
name
son's
really
only 4.
Popeye?
It was. His name was
Oh,
Popeye.
Popeye.
incredible.
His name was
I
Popeye.
thought you were just being funny.
No,
No,
his name was Popeye.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
he because we remodeled our kitchen and I brought him up here to like do some lighting stuff before. It was like to install my fan and stuff. And yeah, he like lived on like literally on a double wide on like 20 acres of land in like rural ass nowhere, like 30 miles south of and his name was Popeye, and he had like this big electrician belt, and he knew who Bakugo was.
Does he smoke a corn pipe?
No.
You should get him one. You should get him one.
I should have, yes.
Next time you see him, if he's ever doing any more work for you.
Popeye, the 65-year-old anime fan.
But I love that he
Yeah.
watched it with his son and like
Mhm.
knew the characters. Like my son's only 4 and he loves to watch Adventure Time, and I'm not gonna tell him no. And I know so much more about Adventure Time because of him.
Mm-hmm.
We watched the same episode like 10 times, and I'm over it by like the 4th. But like, yeah, that's dad stuff right there.
Oh, you know what else is dad stuff? Jokes.
Oh,
shit.
buying time.
We almost forget that every time.
You know what? I'm very glad because it gives me a chance to showcase my segue skills.
That is really good segue skills. You waited for us to get back on dads, and then you're like, all right, I'm going to segue them back.
Yeah, you
and now
let
I'm
it
going to
play out.
sabotage
Yeah.
you and
You
get us
let it
back off
play
topic.
out, and then you segue it back. I'm coming for your job, Fallon.
Yeah, you'll get that job. So here's my dad joke. And they didn't write it out as a joke, so I'm sorry, everybody. But at the end of the movie, Gary really brought home the bacon. He killed the cop. He killed the cop.
All right, here's my joke. Get your eye rolls ready. When I told people we were doing an episode on Hitman, they got really excited and asked me to send it to them. I told them I'd give them the link later.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I fucking hate you. I hate you.
I don't have this power.
Matt's been sitting on that one since that movie got added to the wheel. I just know it.
Oh my God. No, I have legitimately tried to make like I'm not a punny person.
Give it your best. This is a safe space for bad jokes.
Matt will cut it if it's bad.
No, that's more
He's an
work.
editing
No,
monster.
no, that's more work for
Edit
me.
and post.
I'll just cut in like a Rodney Dangerfield joke. We'll say it was you.
I know. I genuinely don't know what to do. Like I've been thinking about this since I got invited on this damn thing, and I'm just like, I'm not a funny person. Um.
Hold on, I'm pulling Chat GPT up.
Oh, actually, dad joke about Hitman. Oh, these are just Hitman jokes, of which there's an entire Reddit dedicated to. Okay.
There's a whole Reddit
Um,
dedicated just to Hitman jokes.
Oh no, never mind. It's a Hitman thing.
Oh, I was gonna say that's very specific.
Dad joke about Glenn Powell.
Okay, how does a hitman kill a clown? He goes for the juggler.
I'll allow it.
Stolen from Scott Reader on TikTok.
Thanks, Scott Reader. What is? Does this joke make any sense? I did Chat GPT. I said, "Hey, give me a Glenn Powell dad joke," and it said, "Why did Glenn Powell refuse to play cards with his friends?"
Why?
Because he heard they kept dealing top guns. Is that a poker term I'm not aware of?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think it is, but I think it's funny.
I don't get it. Am
I
I just
think
am I dumb?
I think that would be funny if Top Gun was a poker hand.
Yes.
Another, please. Why am I saying please to the fucking robot?
That's like me telling Alexa thank you when she turns off my TV because I don't want to get up.
You say thank you, she's like, "Yeah, whatever."
My sister's car says goodbye when it turns off. I say goodbye.
Okay, here's a better one. Why did Glenn Powell bring a ladder to the movie set?
Why?
Because he heard his career was really taking off. Again, I don't know how the ladder plays into it, but I got that one before I got the other one.
It's a very Chat GPT thing because
Yeah.
structurally it makes sense, but it's completely incoherent.
Yes.
Why did Glenn Powell start a band? Because he's pro at hitting all the high notes on screen and off. I don't get it. Don't get it.
What?
That's not a joke.
Why
See-
did Glenn Powell never get lost? Because he always knows how to pilot his way out of any situation.
See, it's taken the format of a joke, but then there's no joke.
As a comedy writer, I'm feeling pretty good right now. We've proven, myth busted, this thing can't do comedy.
Yeah, your job is safe, Nick.
Feels good.
I did try to Google capybara puns, so none of these are good.
If I can remember how to spell it, I'll have one for you here in a minute.
Everybody, I know he looks like a capybara, but I always associate him with slugs because of that one video.
Oh, I love that one video. It's so cute.
That's such a dude's rock video.
Yes.
Why
I-
don't capybaras ever get stressed? Because they just go with the flow, even if it's downstream. And it keeps spitting out emojis like after the joke. It's like, hee hee hee, here's an emoji.
So that is that's a very dad thing to do.
I think
Yeah.
ChatGPT is just cribbing from like boomers' Facebook feeds.
Yeah.
And now their Twitter feeds too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter is now Facebook. You heard it here. Get the blue sky, you losers.
I think you mean X, the everything app.
They got everything. You looking for Nazis? They got them.
They got those.
Matt knows.
I followed you because of that post. It was fantastic. And
I got
was
a
like,
lot of
more
followers.
People need to do that.
I got a lot of followers because of that. I got more followers than I've ever had in my life because of that post. I should send him a thank you note.
Man, you're telling me all I have to do is denounce Nazism and I'll get a bigger following? Hold on.
Like 600 people followed me because of that. They're like, "Yeah, I hate this guy, so I followed you."
Oh, I mean, yes, I hate that guy, but I'm also just like, we should tell Nazis to do that more.
I'm honestly shocked. I'm shocked that I'm the first one, really, because all the time on Twitter I'm seeing these people. They're quote tweeting these people to like say you're a loser and blah and blah. I'm like, just like, what's that gonna do?
The closest I have gotten to doing that was I took a screenshot from that video where the guy is like, "You want to debate me? Cool, then die." This isn't the debate club. This isn't mock trial.
I'm just every time it's always people. They're quote tweeting them. I'm like, you're not gonna change their minds. Like calling them a loser. like what are you doing? Like everybody who hates them knows they're a loser, and they're just gonna be more mad at you. Just fucking do it. They're Nazis. Nazis should kill themselves.
I will say it died down rather quick once everyone stopped like giving them any kind of air, it was gone. And I was really happy that all the ideas we had in the Slack didn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
I was like, thank goodness.
My plan from the beginning of that was I'm gonna send this post and I'm never gonna mention his name again because that's it.
Yeah,
I have nothing
That's what
else.
you need to do.
I have nothing else to add to that conversation other than Nazis should kill themselves, which should not be a controversial opinion in 2024. And B, if I respond to any of them, then that's what they want, right? You get fine.
Yeah.
I give you that. You get your 2 days of content being mad at me. And I know they want 6 more weeks of being mad at me and me responding to them.
Mhm.
And then they make another video about my response to them. It's like, no, you get that. And I have nothing else to add. I don't think about you at all.
I've got two things.
You're out of my brain. Like, you don't matter. I have a life.
I like to think that someone unfollowed you because you haven't made any anti-Nazi posts. And like, man, I thought this was going to be more anti-Nazi stuff. I'm out of here. And then I don't think it was that big a deal because you didn't even get mentioned on Kotaku in action even once. I was looking. I was like, oh, I wonder if Matt's on. I wonder if the chuds are talking about Matt on Kotaku in action. Let's go find out.
No one, none of them. Like, it died down pretty quick.
Because you're not feeding the beast.
Yeah,
they can do nothing
yeah,
with you.
that was my plan to me because that's what everybody does. It's like you respond to them, and that's what they want. That's what they make their content out of, right? And it's just like, no, you should kill yourself, and I'm never gonna think about you again. And after 2 days, I didn't hear anything else about it. You know, like the 3 of them that tried to troll me on Blue Sky, and I blocked them, and I nuked into oblivion. Like, no, like it was pretty much done within like 2 days. And then this morning, I woke up and one of them, commented on a Substack that I haven't posted on in like 8 months, and they were like, you should kill yourself. No one should miss you. And their profile was Matt Pedo, and their bio was Matt Fresh gave me AIDS. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, get a life, bro. You're going to such great lengths that you're going to comment on a Substack I clearly have abandoned. Like, that's the best thing you have to do? Like, you have nothing else to do in your life. You don't have friends to hang out with. You don't have a video game you can play. You don't have a show you can watch. I'm not going to say a book you can read because I know you can't read, but like, you have nothing better to do, really, than to troll an abandoned Substack? Like, really?
That is really sad.
That's sad. Like, you don't, you don't, like, yeah, like, fucking, like, get a life. Like,
it is very,
you don't matter to me.
Nobody loves you behavior.
Yeah, like, you don't matter to me. You don't matter to me. Why are you wasting your time with this? Like, go do something. Like, be useful to society.
Go pet your dog. Go spend time with your family if you haven't completely alienated them. Get the fuck off the internet.
I got harassed by the quartering for like a week. And the funny thing is I think I responded the first time, and then I was like, this is so dumb. And then I started quote tweeting all of his tweets about me with like BTS memes. And that was it, like just BTS memes. And then he would quote tweet me and like try to poke me. And then I just post another BTS meme of like dumb shit. And then he started sending me pictures of his dog, and then he left me alone.
Yeah,
it was fantastic.
They have nothing to do.
They have nothing.
They have nothing to do. So like, if you, like, their entire existence is predicated on you responding to their loser behavior and then being mad about your response. But like, no, like, you're useless people. You don't matter to me.
I compare it often to like putting my daughter down for sleep, and I'm not calling my daughter a Nazi. She is not a Nazi. Johnny has tried recommending some books to her. I said, Johnny, you stop that. You stop that. Johnny over at Hard Drive. Hey, Johnny. But no, like, I put her down for sleep, and she's screaming, and you know, you want to go in and respond, but the thing to do is let them cry it out in the crib, and they fall asleep, and then it's not your problem.
So I did find, the quartering deleted his post about me. And then like the response from one of the people, you can't like see it because it's like whatever. It just says K-pop is trash.
I don't think that person's ever listened to a minute of K-pop.
It's very good.
I haven't had any internet beef yet. I had someone call me an anti-Semite a few weeks ago, but other than that, I've been pretty clean on the internet.
It's like my dog will whine when she wants something, and if I just ignore her, she'll shut up eventually and lie down and be sad. Like, okay, you're not getting my pizza.
Your dog a Nazi?
No,
calling your dog a Nazi?
I mean, she has the tendencies, but I don't think she's that far yet. But like, it's like, yeah, they're subhuman. Like, you're behaving like a hungry dog.
Yes.
Like, get a life.
Well, you know what happened? You ran off to your echo chamber. Now you're hiding in your echo chamber. That I love. That's the new That's the new line of attacks. Like, hey guys, the new
They're in their
post
echo.
drop.
Yeah, they're in their echo. They're in there. They're over there in their echo chamber. Yeah, they gotta come back here in our echo chamber.
The number of times I go
God.
back on Twitter just to like see something, and I'll see like people complaining about like, oh, all the blue sky people will be back. I'm like,
No.
just be, man. Just
Yeah.
be over here. And
Mhm.
I'm very much of the mind like you can have both. Like I'm still on both for some reason.
I'm on Twitter
But-
just
I
for
am
your
on-
DMs.
Yeah.
I am on both because I made the stupid decision to run a website and I
Yeah.
have to promote my work and the work of other people.
It's still Twitter still buries it though, right? Like Twitter's
It
like,
does.
oh, this is
Oh
an
no, it
external
100% does.
this is an external link.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I think for
Yeah.
hard drive, our traffic on like our engagement on Blue Sky is about the same for the most
Oh
part.
yeah, no. Like we've
but like the
definitely
clicks are
gone
better.
up. Yeah, no, 100%. I think what sucks though is like we're still like small, so like it is like we still have to do both until
Yeah.
till the wheels come off essentially.
Yeah, there was a point in the changing of the algorithm where I think like it was right around the time I came onto hard drive where it was like, wow, everything's hitting. And then like a spigot
Yeah.
got turned somewhere. I was like, wow, nothing is hitting.
Nothing's
Yeah.
hitting.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Nobody
does this
sees
have
it.
more-
It's just
This has more shares on Facebook. What in the world?
I think
Yeah.
I think the podcast too has had slightly more like listens since like we moved.
It's a good, yeah, mine
Yeah.
too. Actually, you know what? Mine too.
Yeah.
Like I noticed an uptick like 2 days after I got to the page.
yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Like
No,
the
it's good.
the links are getting pushed again. Holy shit.
Oh.
All right. Well, enough about Nazis.
Yeah, Matt, just take it
All right.
easy on the internet. Not the Nazis, but take it easy.
I will take, since Glenn Powell does do dad movies, I will take a Glenn Powell kill a Nazi movie.
That would be good.
That would be good. Be
Ooh,
very
That would be
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Wyatt Russell in a movie together, killing Nazis.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
I would watch that.
Let's
just
do
just
it.
redo
Yeah.
Overkill. It's only been a few years. But
Give
just
'em-
remake Overkill.
Give them their own
mean
dirty
Overlord?
dozen.
Overlord. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Give them their own dirty dozen. Give them a World War II men on a mission.
He should have
Yeah.
been in Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Ooh, he should have.
Oh.
Although Alan Richardson is also perfect. I love that man.
No, get rid of okay. Keep him and Henry Cavill. Get rid of the other guy.
Who's the other guy?
I don't remember. That's why we can get rid of
Exactly.
him and replace him with Glenn Powell.
I love this.
Very
We should
fair.
have an episode where we'll recast every movie with Glenn Powell in one of the roles.
Yes.
All right, well,
I would
before
do that episode.
we should, before we wind
The
down
Muppet
here,
movie, Glenn Powell.
yes. Before we wind down here, there's one more segment. We only do this when there's a guest on, which means we've only done this one other time. It's the dad questionnaire.
I forget about this every time.
Yeah.
We've only done it once.
Yeah. All right. I am going to, it used to be 15 questions. I've whittled it down to 11. I'm going to ask you 11 questions. Just give me just your base answer, whatever comes to you, straight from the
Oh,
heart.
God.
And then there's no results at the end, but based on your answers, the audience will be able to interpret for themselves how dad you are.
Okay. I'm excited.
Question 1. Do you think you could land an airplane in an emergency?
Yes. They land themselves.
Okay, good answer. What is your favorite action movie?
Oh shit. John Wick 2.
All right.
Love that gunfight. The one with Common in the
Yes.
subway?
shooting at each other.
I hate when
Common is an underrated actor.
He's
people go,
amazing.
that scene is so ridiculous. How can no one say? I'm like, shut up, it's cool. Shut the fuck
It's
up.
so cool.
The whole movie's ridiculous. Shut up and enjoy it.
Yeah. All right. What is your remote drop movie?
Remote drop.
Yeah, when you're scanning the channels, you see this come on, you drop the remote and watch it.
Oh, Con Air.
Oh,
I've seen that. That was all over TNT. Like consistently,
Oh.
man.
we've only had 2 guests and they're both fans of Con Air. And
How
that's
did
like,
TNT keep their ad money coming in with
No,
Con Air
that's
playing all the
funny.
time? That's
It's
what
just-
I wonder.
first of all, we've had 2 guests on this show so far. They've both been women. They both love Con Air. That's the one movie me and Nick were like, no. We don't like
That's
How
this.
you can expand your audience?
Is it just not a dad? I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
All right. How often do you think about the Roman Empire?
He's thinking.
This isn't fair because I like watching history documentaries. And I actually think that it's a very interesting period in time. I don't think about it a lot, but I do research stuff sometimes.
So you think about it sometimes.
I blame Laura Olympus. That's not my fault.
Okay. Have you ever watched a movie standing up? And if so, what's the longest you lasted before sitting down?
Oh, that's a good question. It was a Netflix documentary on Malice at the Palace, and my husband told me it was stupid. And I was like, okay, and I just put it on, and he stood up the whole time, gave commentary for it. I think I stood up for like 30 minutes and then just sat down and watched the Malice at the Palace Netflix documentary with my husband narrating his experience of, I watched this when it really happened. And yeah, so 30 minutes.
He was there.
That's great. Standing to watch and explaining things.
Yeah, so he was at his peak dad moment, that I will say.
Okay. If you were stranded on a desert island, what movie would you want with you?
Lord of the Rings, Two Towers.
It's the only one I haven't seen all the way through.
So you've seen 1 and 3, but not 2.
I fall asleep like 30 minutes into Two Towers every time. It's on
It has the most action. It has the most depth. 1 is just walking.
I
But
know.
Why do you not sleep in 1?
You shouldn't sleep in any of them, really.
No, you shouldn't. You stay awake for that 9-hour power.
You stay
9-hour
awake
power hour of
the
watching
whole time,
thing.
9 hours, and then you stay awake for an extra 4 hours to play the PS2 games.
Matt, put it on the wheel. Just the
Okay.
2 Towers. I'm not doing the whole trilogy again.
No, you
Not
can't
that
just
I've ever-
you can't just do the 2 Towers for the podcast.
But
It has to be all of it.
You have to do all of
not
them.
Just rewatch one of them. Two
I've
Towers
proven-
is just the best.
I've proven I can't do all 3 in one sitting. I fall asleep every
don't
time,
have to
and then
do
I
them,
wake
okay.
up for the third one.
We don't have to do them in one sitting. We can do 3 separate episodes.
I say this with respect, but you are a weak man.
I know. I'm reminded every time I look at that box on my DVD tray.
Oh, okay. Question 7. If a loved one was kidnapped, which movie character would you most emulate while attempting a daring rescue?
God damn it. I hate Liam Neeson as a person, but that is the first person that came into my head. Actually, we said it had to be with the gut, so I guess I have to go with him.
Okay, but now I'm curious.
Bruce Willis in Die Hard.
It's the right answer.
Favorite movie quote?
That is a hard one to define. But I actually think, and this is very not dad, it is, I apply my personality in a paste as Kate Winslet's character in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
That's a very dad movie, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Secret dad movie.
If you look at it, it's deep down, it's very dad coded.
Is it just because it's sad? And every dad is sad at some point?
It's a sad man it's a sad, boring man. There's a fun, crazy girl.
We've also would have accepted all pie is good pie as a
Yep.
quote.
Mm.
I'm sad I forgot to bring up earlier, but
Oh, we did. Did we not bring that up?
we didn't bring up the pie.
I did.
You did not.
I did. I referenced it when I said all sandwiches are good sandwiches.
Okay. All right. Close enough.
It's an homage. Who is the coolest movie character?
Aragorn in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. I own a Sauron helm.
Yeah, no, that's a good
I don't know
answer.
what to say.
He's very cool.
And I will, in fact, point it out to everybody that he really broke his toe on that one helmet.
That's very dad coded.
No!
It
That
is.
dad code.
That's
Hey,
one of the most dad
that
things
helmet-
you can do.
Yeah.
He really broke his foot there. That's a real scream.
Oh, God. That and like anytime I make somebody watch Fallout with me and I point out that that's where Tom Cruise broke his ankle and increased the insurance payments for the movie. God, I love Mission Impossible. Continue.
Oh, it is so good.
Okay.
Just the arm cock in that bathroom fight.
Mhm.
I love Matt Damon told a story once where he asked Tom Cruise, how did you get them to let you do in Ghost Protocol climbing the on the roof? Because
The Burj Khalifa.
yeah, because when I'm doing a movie and something like that comes up, they're like, we have a safety guy that's like, you can't do that. And he goes, and Tom says to me, he goes, well, I went to the safety guy and he said, Tom, you can't do that. It's too dangerous. So I got a new safety guy.
I think my favorite one is Tom Cruise when Henry Cavill was saying that he wanted to Halo jump in Fallout, and Tom Cruise was like, "Son, you're not ready," and he couldn't do it. Tom Cruise is saving cinema. Tom Cruise and Glenn Powell saving cinema
Yeah.
with
Okay.
Top Gun Maverick.
I love how Top Gun Maverick, Glenn Powell became his protege and not Miles Teller.
We're all thankful for that. We all dodged a collective bullet.
It's so funny because like it's him and Teller is like that movie, and then he's like, no, Powell's the chosen one.
Yes.
Do we not like Miles Teller anymore?
He's fine.
Okay. Miles Teller is like
Fantastic Four.
oh my god.
Say that
Miles
again.
Teller is like Nickelback. Everybody hates him deeply, but I don't actually think he is as deserving of that amount of hate that he gets.
I think
But
he's
he's not Glenn
fine.
Powell.
I think he's fine.
He's
But
fine.
yeah, he's not
He's
Glenn
fine.
Powell. He's no Glenn Powell.
I liked him in Whiplash. I mean, JK was the star of that, but
Yeah.
I gotta
Whiplash
go
is just
drum.
objectively good.
I gotta go drum.
Miles
The
Teller,
drums are calling to me.
very good
My favorite
supporting
quote in that
actor.
movie.
Yes. Yes.
Very good supporting actor. Glenn Powell, that's a star.
That's a star, baby. I'm gonna make you a star.
All right. This one might be a little tough for you. Favorite dad joke.
Oh my god. Actually, so this was told by my manager to me. In my real life, I work in recruiting at a game studio. I also do DI work, and I advocate for students. And we do little end of week wrap ups where we post everything. And I go in and I get a comment, and it said, "Good job advocating for your students." And I don't think anything will ever top that.
That's good. That's good.
I hate it so much. It's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Last and the most important question. And this is the only question on this that doesn't have a single possible incorrect response. All the other ones had a secret incorrect response. Not that I'm saying you chose the incorrect response, but it was on the table. But this is the only one where every answer is probably correct. What is the best Tom Cruise movie?
Oh, I hate this question because recency bias says Mission Impossible Fallout. But the goth girly in me who fell in love with Lestat in Interview with the Vampire says that because it is Interview with the Vampire Lestat because it is his most dynamic role in which he is not himself.
Like I said, it's the only question without a wrong answer.
Because the dude makes great movies.
He does.
Consistently, except for The Mummy, which we forget existed.
And Rock of
Don't talk about that
Ages.
one. Can we just admire for a
Oh
minute?
god, I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, Rock of Ages.
Listen,
Can we just
he's-
admire for a
he-
minute?
He's never bad
Go
in a
ahead.
movie. So
No,
he's got
no.
that going for him.
No, Rock of Ages had plenty more bad than Tom Cruise in it. But can we appreciate how Fallout had that trailer that made an Imagine Dragons song like listenable?
It's the only time an Imagine Dragons song has ever been tolerable.
Arcane
Okay.
also comes close with that. Arcane also comes pretty close.
I like Imagine Dragons.
There are generations Nickelback.
They are.
Yeah, that's fair. But nothing compares to Friction. The moment, anytime Friction comes on, I'm just like, yo, we got to go watch Mission Impossible.
There's a
good running song. It is a good running song. I
It
really
is.
think he was running and he heard it and he's like, I have to put this in my trailer. We have to put it in the trailer.
There's
you guys."
such a good moment in that trailer where it blends into the Mission Impossible theme. And
Yes.
I want that cut of that song because it's like the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
The only other time it's been perfect like that has been the Limp Bizkit song for Mission Impossible 2, which you don't have to watch Mission Impossible. Just watch that
No.
trailer where they do the Limp Bizkit song.
Nobody should ever watch Mission Impossible 2 because it will, in fact, stop them from watching the other one.
I know a guy on Twitter that says it's the best. And yeah, he's on Blue Sky now. So
I
I'm an
can't.
action girly, and I respect the shit out of John Woo. Not that movie.
I can't hate Mission Impossible 2 because there's motorcycle jousting.
That's why
Now I'm
you
back in.
should hate Mission Impossible 2.
No,
He's got me back, Kate. I'm sorry. I'm back on the other side.
Motorcycle jousting. They do their little knife fight, and that knife really was that close to Tom Cruise's eye. I can't hate it. It's got one of the best mask reveals.
The mask reveal is good. I will say the funny thing is my husband, when we were dating, we've been together for a decade now, and there were 2 times in which he contemplated breaking up with me. One of them was when he found out my credit was bad, and the second one was when I shit talked Tom Cruise without ever watching a Mission Impossible movie, in which he sat me down, and over the course of a day we watched all of the Mission Impossible movies before Fallout came out. And then he was like, if you watch all of these and you don't like it, I don't know what to do. But also, I don't think you'll hate them. And then I became a convert, and here I am.
and then you upped your credit score.
Exactly. I did actually. Yes, it is in the very good range. So
The credit bureaus were like, okay, she likes Tom Cruise now. Jack those numbers up. These imaginary numbers we made up, we're jacking them up. She likes Tom Cruise.
I don't know how universal of an experience this is with Tom Cruise, but like me and my dad, years and years ago, like we would always make fun of Tom Cruise. Like he'd be like that guy, like, oh, Tom Cruise, whatever. And like we would like make fun of like his runs and the things he does in his movies. And we'd start watching his movies like ironically. And then slowly but surely we ended up like, no, this guy fucking rocks. We love Tom Cruise now.
I saw Top. Oh, go ahead.
Good. I was gonna say, first Tom Cruise movie I remember like actually sitting down and watching was probably War of the Worlds, which good dad energy in that one, by the way. Add it to the wheel.
I think it's already on my list.
But I mean, just since then, I remember watching it and being like, I like this guy. I'm gonna watch him in everything he's in. And then I think I watched A Few Good Men, which that's him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't handle. Yeah. And I was like, man, I can watch this man in any, like Jerry Maguire, like, and the 90s were probably like when he had his most like all over the place. He's in the 90s. He's kind of where Glenn Powell is now. If Glenn Powell starts doing comedies next year. So we need Glenn Powell's Jerry Maguire next year. Make it happen.
Yeah. No, I made my husband go watch Top Gun Maverick with me in the re-release period because I am not don't like the first Top Gun. He doesn't like the first Top Gun, but everybody we knew and trusted were like, no, Tom Cruise did save cinema with this movie. And I was like, I don't want to go watch this stupid military propaganda. Like, this is dumb. Sit down. I'm like, okay, this is a vibe. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, yes, you get that fictional people that we don't know who they are. You fight them, fund the Air Force, give them more money. Let Tom Cruise teach everybody how to fly a plane.
After the scene where he like shows the students it can be done, my dad just turns to me in the theater. That's Tom Cruise.
See,
That's amazing.
This feeling you guys are having, I had a similar feeling seeing Twisters. Like when Powell popped up on the screen.
Oh, yeah.
I don't give a shit about country music or Oklahoma, but I was like, oh fuck, I'm feeling this. They're at the rodeo. Hell yeah, they're at the fucking rodeo. Oh shit, that hotel workers got sucked up in that Twister. That was awesome. Holy shit.
Yeah, as soon as he pops out of that truck, if you feel it, you're like, yeah. Right?
You're the bad guy? No, I want to go with you.
Yeah.
I do want to see him play a full-on bad guy now, though.
Oh yeah, no,
yeah, it would be fun.
He needs his collateral. He needs his collateral.
He needs his collateral. He needs his collateral. He needs his Jerry Maguire. Give him his Born on the 4th of July. Let's just
give him
have
his Rock of Ages. Get it out of the way.
Yeah. Let's get him in Wicked Part 2.
Going back to the erotic thriller, he needs his Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. Just every movie he does should have a parallel with Tom Cruise's filmography.
Yes, exactly. And then we get like the best double features imaginable.
This might have been my favorite episode. We got to talk about Glenn Powell, Tom Cruise. I learned what an erotic thriller is. Yeah. Like, this has been an informative episode for me.
Okay. Oh.
And I talked about the Buffalo Bills as Joss Allen.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills.
We
confirmed that
Nazis.
Talk Nazi. We confirmed my daughter's not a Nazi. My little baby daughter.
We confirmed my dog might be a Nazi.
Yes.
Johnny's been hanging out with Matt's dog.
Oh, I'm gonna circle this back to a dad joke because I thought if there was a Glenn Powell Tom Cruise double feature marathon, you know what you could call it? A cruise through Powell.
Oh my god.
I don't like it, but I don't hate it. Hey, what did she score on that the survey you just gave her, by the way?
Oh, I don't give her the results. That's for the listeners to interpret.
Oh, okay. See, we do that segment so often that
We've done it every time there's a guest, which is twice.
Well,
Matt's browsing his notes.
No, I'm closing the. I don't know what to do now because normally we'd spin the movie wheel, but there's only one movie left on it, so there's no point in spinning it.
Spin it anyway.
Should I? Okay, I'm
Just
spinning
spin the wheel.
Okay,
Spin the wheel.
Okay.
Spin that wheel.
Oh, it's It Follows. Who would have guessed?
Holy shit. Top 10 movie all time for me. Top 10. Oh my God. You're going to love this, Matt. You're going to love this
That's
movie.
what people tell me. I'm looking forward to it.
Elevated horror of the most elevated.
Elevated horror. What an incredible genre. I love that term.
It's elevated. You like horror? It's up there.
You're allowed to like horror now because it's been elevated.
It's been elevated. Are you tired of scary guys wearing masks stabbing horny teenagers? This is elevated. It's none of that. All that stuff's in the basement. This is elevated. Am I pitted? No, I'm not pitted. It's like I keep putting my arms up.
The listeners will never know if you're pitted unless they pay us eventually.
Yeah, if you want to see these arms, you're gonna have to pay.
Subscribe to our future Patreon, the Nick's Pits tier.
Oh my god!
At the pits level,
it's getting
you
late.
get sternum up.
It's getting late, and we're getting delirious.
I think I need to go. This is fun.
I'm sorry,
Kate. Where can people follow you?
You can follow me on Blue Sky. Oh my Mithrandir. That's Lord of the Rings reference. And you can read all of my work over on butwhythough.net. Feel free to disagree with me. I don't care about your opinion and probably won't respond, but feel free to do it. Yeah, we got a lot of great stuff. We're raising money now because we're independent media and Google's trying to kill us. But we got a lot of really great games content, anime content, movies, and TV. We pretty much do it all. And we do a lot of international coverage as well. So if you're ever interested on, hey, I want to go watch a spooky K-drama that is really good, you can probably find it on our site. So
awesome.
Yeah, that's me.
Excellent.
Hey, Matt, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Blue Sky at RealMFresh and Twitch at RealMFresh and YouTube. Check out my YouTube at Rongo Pro, where I piss off gamers with satire video game reviews that they take way too seriously. This week, Nick really angered the Flight Sim fans when he started shit-talking Ken Levine instead.
Yeah, they weren't too happy, but like the Flight Sim fans wanted to know if the game, well, and you know what else made it worse? The game came out broken. So they needed someone to take their anger out on, and I was there for them.
Yeah.
You're welcome, guys.
Nick, where can they follow you?
I'm on Twitter at that Kaufman. I'm on my echo chamber in Blue Sky as Nick Kaufman. I got that before the other Nick Kaufman who's been taking all the other stuff. I'm also on Twitch and YouTube at Nick Fat Knight, where I have Iron Harvest walkthroughs that keep doing numbers for some reason. It's a 5-year-old game at this point, and that they're popping off. So go check them out.
It's in the SEO.
It's in the SEO, baby. Oh, and hard drive, my stuff on hard drive. By the time you hear this, I will have an awesome list out about evolutions and which ones are most likely to eat you after you die. So go check that out. I'm putting a lot of work into that. Usually when I pitch a list, I take like months and months to get it out, but I am working my ass off to get this one out. So
you still have a list actually from like 8 months ago that is not done.
Yes, but it's a timely one, so it doesn't matter.
It's not timely anymore.
It's about NPR Tiny Desk. All you have to do is wait for one of those to pop off, and you get 2 or 3 of those a year.
Okay, I'm talking about a different list. So you have 2 lists that you have not written.
The other one about public domain movies ideas for hack writers to make slashers. Yeah,
Correct.
that one's also timely. Or that one else. Yeah, that one's.
They did just drop the
Evergreen.
Popeye trailer today.
Oh, great! You missed your window again.
I'll get. You know what? When the Bambi movie comes out, I still have this window. This window doesn't go away.
Okay.
The hack writers are still out there.
Okay, we need to let Kate go. So everybody, give a review, positive or negative. We're not going to tell you what to do, but just do it. Think of what
Go
Steve
support Kate's
Buscemi.
site.
Yeah, support
Go
Kate.
support.
Support his site. Remember, Steve Buscemi listens, so it has to be good.
Support independent journalism. Go do it, you fucks.